Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day, finishing up a week in Joshua. Uh, I was a young boy in church, youth group, and we used to sing this song that came from Psalm 92, the first two verses. And the song said, "It is good to give thanks to the Lord and to sing praises to your name, O Most High." So it's good to praise God. And then it said, to declare your steadfast love in the morning and your faithfulness by night. Well, that song came to my mind today as I was reading through Joshua chapter 5. Joshua chapter 5 is where Israel's completing their exodus from Egypt. And it took 40 years longer than expected. The original plan wasn't to wander around for 40 years. And I put myself into their shoes, and I suspect with as many people as they had, for some there was eager anticipation. Finally, we're there. For some, there was probably some fear. I mean, it's not going to be taken without battle. And this is fierce hand-to-hand combat with swords and knives and rocks and things like that. For some, there's undoubtedly then worry. What's going to happen? How long will it take? How will it go? And so this time in the wilderness has had kind of a rhythm to it. You see, every day God would provide manna from heaven, and every morning there'd be assigned tasks of people to go out and gather the manna. And they'd only last for a day, it'd turn rotten, except on the sixth day when God would give enough manna for that and the Sabbath, so people didn't work on the Sabbath. But this has been the rhythm of life. It's been the sustenance and food for uh, decades and decades. So, right before the invasion here in chapter 5, Israel goes out, and remember, the promised land is a land flowing with milk and honey. They're able to grab produce from the land, they're able to get fresh food, parched grain. They're able to make unleavened cakes with it. They're able to eat the fruits and the blessings of the land. And the verse that's there in chapter 5 says, the manna ceased the day after they ate the produce of the land. And I really like that because God had been showing his steadfast love every morning in the wilderness as Israel could go out and get their food for the day. And every night they could go to bed thanking God for his provision for the day. And that wasn't changing. I mean, that God would still be loving and faithful, but his provision would alter with the circumstances. In fact, he went from good to great, the land flowing of milk and honey. Now, I like that today. It's my focus today, because while I don't know what is ahead of me today in detail, I do know that God has prepared me for today. And I can thank him in the morning for his steadfast love. And I know tonight, as I reflect on the day before I go to sleep, I can thank God for his faithfulness in the day. Those are nice bookends to start and to end the day, knowing our God will provide in a kind, gracious, and loving way. So that's why I've made this your video thought for today.